The next wave of quarantine is coming.
Oh man.
Coronavirus lockdown.
Hi.
Who are you?
My name's Manniste. I live in Montreal, Canada.
Hi, this is Patrick from Abu Dhabi.
My name is LuMyia.
Salut, c'est Cazlab.
My name is Hight. I'm in Los Angeles.
Mi nombre es Oblinof.
Moi, je suis Celine. Céline Paul. On est les louves modernes.
Hello, my name is Mary.
What has the coronavirus changed in your life, in your city?
What has the coronavirus changed?
The virus has changed my city more than me, because now people are like ghosts and won't talk to each other until they are forced.
Este coronavirus es el virus de la corona. Entonces pude abrir mi chakra corona e ingresar un montón de nueva información que cambió mi configuración perceptual para bien en aumento.
In my city, Limoges, what changed the coronavirus? It's like Resident Evil when you go out. Even the crows are walking on your way.
Oh, quietly, easy closes, forgetting what you were doing before.
Montreal has been very hard hit by COVID-19. Everything was closed from March until June.
Oh, Corona, that shit pulled up to my city like aloha.
Bueno, cambió todo para mal, claramente, porque la gente no sabía este secreto de que tenía que activar su chakra corona. Entonces hubo mucho desastre.
Quarantine, yeah, like quarantine. Ain't no time for flexing. Got that virus on my golden teeth, yeah. Corona.
It kind of freezes you in place.
Now cases are rising again. 200 or 300 people test sick daily, so once again, we're more or less shut down.
Pour vous protéger et protéger les autres. Faut pas commencer le corona. Et si tu le fais, faut toujours être muni d'une attestation. Dans les rues qui se tordent.
It puts you into a static position.
Là, je suis du genre assez solitaire. J'ai des amis. Hein.
All museums and most galleries are closed. Music, theater.
That doesn't allow for a lot of change.
Je suis pas du genre, t'as vu, à être en bande et à sortir boire des coups tous les soirs en ville et avoir un groupe avec une même façon de penser, tout ça, ça m'intéresse pas.
Je m'appelle Papa le sac, on se connaît pas et comme ma mère, on se reverra pas.
Donc bon, moi le Covid il change pas grand chose, moi mes relations elles sont toutes sur internet quasiment.
Ça monte, je vais te démonter comme jamais une go, tu vas voir si tu vas pas me respecter, tu aimes.
But then maybe the change happens in other places, I don't know, we'll see.
I lost my faith in humankind into changing our own habits.
In my city has been on a level of lockdown for a lot of us since day one, which is about 6 months now. There is no second spike here. It's been a continual flat line that's high. It's exhausting. I exist on Zoom as a professor, and as a creator I exist online, which I already did, but now more than ever before. The positive, if there's a positive in a pandemic, is that I've been in a lot of shows because a lot of exhibits are happening online.
It's kept me separated from most people. It's also made me kind of paranoid. And that's kind of difficult for me. We try to keep in contact using video chats of various kinds and things like that.
La seule chose que ça a changé, c'est que j'ai arrêté de me ronger les ongles depuis du coup mars. Et ça, je me les rongeais vraiment de ouf avant. Parce que j'étais stressée. de pas savoir ce que je voulais faire, etc. Enfin bon, toutes les questions existentielles.
To tell you the truth, I think what happens is if you look at it like, you know, putting like a plunger with like Play-Doh in a can and you press down, it's normally where it would have gone out the end, you know, of like a cylinder. Now it's going out like every other hole that you can.
It's a big deal. Going to the studio has been kind of difficult too. We get warnings all the time from everyone on the news.
Le chat, il m'a réveillée là, il m'a remis dans la vraie vie. Et dans la vraie vie, je suis juste toute seule dans une grande maison.
The world has caught a virus, so I've written you a poem. We need your help to cure it, so stay the fuck at home. And if you have got 12 kids or you're living on your own, lock it down and isolate and stay the fuck at home. If you think you're not at risk here, you're living in a dome. It spreads faster than a hooker's leg, so stay the fuck at home.
I think really what happens is that the most important part of that, you know, as far as like interaction and all of that.
Oh là là. Alors au moins Systaime, s'il te plaît, reste avec moi ce soir. Si franchement, parce que là, putain. Ok.
I think here in the UAE, where everything is pretty transitory, pretty ephemeral, I think what happens is by having the world sit you down and make you be in one place, it makes you think about where you are personally and where you are globally. And this is, I think, something that's really important. So I'd say all of the above, but I think what it does is that doing this made me pay attention to it more.
I do most of my computer work between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. We do almost no social interaction in real life, but do communicate in social media.
I think we are in a state of loneliness and Greek despair, and people don't know how to react. Like many people, I guess, I had a relationship during the quarantine, but it didn't last. Because, of course, what brought us together was this period of tension and no more, so it wasn't something possible.
Et continuer d'écrire notre vie et d'écrire une forme de vie qui nous convient, enfin à laquelle on aspire quoi aussi. Donc continuer d'écrire, les digital artistes, hein, continuer de vous inscrire et d'envahir le terrain, c'est nécessaire.
On se crée nos îles, hein. On est sur des terrains vagues, on est sur des no man's land, on est voilà.
Je coupe un peu l'enregistrement, hein, je m'épouse.
Ladies and gentlemen, permit me, please, to claim your attention.
2020, the worst year ever.
Dans les épisodes précédents.
Who are you?
My name's Andres Manniste.
Hi, this is Patrick.
My name is LuMyia.
Salut, c'est Cazlab.
This is Jeremy Hight.
Céline Paul.
Retournez!
On est les louves modernes.
Hello, my name is Mary.
What has the coronavirus changed in your life?
Es el virus de la corona.
It's like Resident Evil.
Moi, le Covid, il change pas grand-chose.
Maybe the change happens in other places, I don't know.
La seule chose que ça a changé, c'est que j'ai arrêté de me ronger les ongles depuis du coup mars.
On se crée nos îles.
It changed everything. It turned Los Angeles into a ghost town.
J'ai demandé aux techniciens de la télévision de me prendre si possible sans décor afin de vous parler directement.
Who are you? Hi, my name is Alice. I'm an artist and curator based in Los Angeles.
I'm a Bique, Japanese musician. My music has many genres elements. For example, black metal, digital hardcore, hip-hop, noise, post-punk, and various genres is mixed by modular synths. So my music is like amoeba.
申し訳ありませんでした!
I'm actually in Kyiv right now. It's pretty much cold. I run a curatorial platform called Cultural Policy that fosters and empowers digital artists from all over the world. And together we explore topics like post-humanism, transhumanism, human psychology, mental health, immigration, dating in digital age, pretty much everything what I care about.
New activities, organization, social interaction, communication, art, rap, sex.
Going extremely well.
On vous constate, monsieur, que vous portez une arme ou que vous fumez un joint.
Salut Systaime, tu vas bien?
Aujourd'hui, la police municipale ne peut pas vous arrêter, vous verbaliser. Elle pourra le faire demain.
Salut Systaime, comment vas-tu?
But these days, it's too depressing, so we listened to popular music for about 6 weeks straight. But now we're into Mozart.
I took a lot of time for myself.
Originally, my mental health is unstable.
For a moment. It can only be a moment.
All the restaurants were closed, all the bookstores, no gallery openings.
I read a lot and did a lot of sport.
Bonjour à tous, c'est Aurélie, bienvenue dans votre Fitness Masterclass. Je vous ai préparé aujourd'hui une séance de 20 minutes pour perdre du poids.
Oh, salut Systaime! Je te jure, je pensais à toi hier.
Je vais appeler Internet et leur demander de me faxer les numéros de téléphone de toutes ces femmes.
Allons-y.
With respect to new activities, I participated in many online events.
Illusions.
We were at home all the time. Our sleeping hours have completely changed. We're up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. We got tired of looking at movies and television series.
We are watching fewer movies and TV series than at the beginning of the shutdown.
I found myself in my room with VR headset, and I started painting a lot. Like sometimes I was painting for like 5 hours in a row, and then it's like, oh, it's sunset already. It's time to go to bed.
I have a pretty big movie collection and a pretty big book collection, and then of course, you know, Netflix and Amazon Prime.
YouTube, j'y passe franchement ma vie. C'en est peut-être même, je suis peut-être même accro à ça.
I opened my curatorial agency during the pandemic. It's a big deal. I was working on it for the last 2 years, but I had a hard time to kind of like find the meat of the project, find what exactly is very special about it. And when pandemic happened, I was like, oh, I don't want to work with physical art. I want to work with digital art only, and with digital artists, and support artists from non-powerful countries like Ukraine, for example. Yeah, so I'm really happy about it.
Je suis peut-être dépendante de YouTube parce qu'il y a tellement tout, des documentaires, je regarde l'astrologie.
Tant qu'elle sera en Verseau, elle sera également extrêmement créative, originale. On va faire des découvertes avec Jupiter en Verseau, peut-être la découverte d'un vaccin, d'un traitement, hein, ça aura un côté très technique. Hein.
Tous mes youtubeurs qui sont dans le true crime, d'autres qui sont dans l'histoire, dans l'ésotérisme. Enfin, c'est tellement vaste en fait qu'il y a toujours des trucs à voir et YouTube c'est de la bombe, voilà.
We spend time together. Our food and our cooking has been getting much better. I've also been working, of course, at the computer, making art pieces. I don't feel guilty about not working.
As many musicians, I just test, as you say, live stream videos, music video, live stream. But we haven't good bandwidth, so we can't pay. I'm from the street. I'm a street artist, so I don't have the money to pay the fine.
La comunicación, ya que venimos digitalizados hace años.
I feel now exhausted, ennui, anxiety, something between paralysis and panic. I sometimes imagine what it must have been like to sit in a trench during World War I or somewhere underground during World War II as bombs fell. But here it's not the same, it's just the waiting part, it's not the explosions.
Me siento organizado.
I don't know what the difference is anymore, because this is just a strange tunnel we're all in at this point.
I think just the worst was being stuck at home with the same people.
Les gens ils t'aiment, on s'en fout, ils t'aiment pas, on s'en fout, faut continuer sa ride, on a chacun notre place dans l'univers, on a chacun notre case, il y a personne qui peut voler la case de quelqu'un, on est tous égaux et ça c'est un vrai truc. On est vraiment tous égaux, chacun fait sa route.
Je donne et je reçois des cadeaux officiels. La seule vraie question, c'est celle que vous m'avez posée, c'est qu'est-ce que j'en fais ?
Et les gens, il faut qu'ils pensent amour au lieu d'avoir la haine qui prend le dessus sur l'amour. Parce qu'être trop occupé par la haine, on oublie d'aimer. Et c'est quand même le plus important.
Vous n'avez pas le monopole du cœur. Et ne parlez pas aux Français de cette façon si blessante pour les autres.
Salut à tous, je fais une petite vidéo improvisée sans montage ni rien.
Dans les épisodes précédents.
C'est super.
Bonjour à tous.
Monsieur le calme destin.
Dites-le avec moi.
On a chacun notre place dans l'univers.
Nous, même si on n'aime pas les vidéos, on les laisse.
Oh, salut Systaime. Je te jure, je pensais à toi hier.
Je vais appeler Internet et leur demander de me faxer les numéros de téléphone de toutes.
On les supprime pas nos vidéos, toi.
How do you feel now?
Ça va, merci beaucoup.
I certainly wish this was over pretty soon, but it doesn't appear to be. I have the ups and downs, I watch way too much news.
No muy bueno lo que pasó en Barcelona.
I'm frustrated by people who don't seem to understand that this is new.
I feel like I'm holding my breath.
My feeling, present.
I'm a little anxious. I'm glad for some things. I'm scared for other things. I just get this feeling that there's just a change coming, and I don't know what it is. It's probably going to be on a lot of different levels.
Non mais et puis les gens chouettes, ils sont là.
And there's just nothing you can do about making it happen until it does. You can't make what's going to come.
If you are at the mercy of situations, you're at the mercy of things going exactly the way you planned them and the way they are supposed to go. And if they don't, you get upset.
I'm electrosensitive, so I live bunkered in my apartment. You know, did you see the tin foil behind me? It's gold and silver, and it protects me from the GSM waves and Wi-Fi from people just walking around the apartment, in the streets, by the window. From the moment I protected the window, I did not feel the waves. So coronavirus. So how do we say it's confinement is for me habits. I live in confinement because of my disease. It's not a disease, it's just a sensitivity. I live in confinement from 5 years, and my concepts are my only travels and out. So that doesn't change anything for me about my life.
Ça resserre la famille, mais la vraie, quoi, pas les plus éloignés se resserrent avec d'autres des leurs, quoi.
Sex! I love it. My erogenous zone is right nipple.
Mais bon, ça, chacun son trip.
En même temps, chacun traverse sa vie à sa façon, à sa manière, donc c'est joli parce qu'on a aussi tous les témoignages des vies des uns et des autres.
Any faster than it will. And so what happens is that you just have to live during it, and that's one thing Nagin told me, and I think she's right on that one. You just do what you do for a while. You just live, and I think that's actually really good. And even in talking about my art, I'm actually some of my writing. I'm actually starting to talk about how I feel about it at times. For some of you who read my writing on my art, that's probably a shock.
C'est des formes de résistance.
How do you imagine life after this crisis?
I think there are no after crisis because we will have to live with it in the minimal taking risk society.
I am, of course, in the target cohort. I mean, if I get it, there may not be life after this. But, you know, we're being as careful as possible. I imagine that it's going to be a learning curve for everybody on the planet.
I picture the future as sterilized and with no contacts at all between humans.
I imagine that after this crisis, life will flower for everywhere. People just waiting for their freedom back. So I will certainly make some concerts and maybe some festivals. So I'm waiting, really waiting for the end of this crisis.
Travel is out of the question for the moment. I feel quite locked in and frustrated, and haven't really been keeping up with my art-related office work. I don't expect normal for a while.
We're in this together. It's very tempting to say I can't do this anymore, I don't want to create, I just want to rest, I just want to shut down. But one of my students made a really good point, and it's not a positive exactly, but this is a moment in history. This is something that will be paragraphs in history books in the world later before whatever comes after this. So we do have a voice. This is the time for us to consider saying something, because shutting down is just too easy, but the world needs something to discuss what this really means.
Don't think you're an artist. You are mere humanity. You are mere humanity. Enjoy your life. It is the most important.
Let's be not afraid to make each other feel something.
La démocratie, c'est la contestation. Et la contestation n'est plus autorisée dans un monde tel que celui.
Alors, hello world. Hello world, 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 world. World, world, world.
Les premiers vaccins, sous réserve des résultats des essais cliniques, pourront être administrés dès la validation des autorités sanitaires compétentes.
Eh bien, il était temps!
C'est-à-dire, nous sommes devenus une nation de 66 millions de procureurs. C'est pas comme ça qu'on fait face aux crises ou qu'on avance.
Vous savez, moi, ce qui m'a toujours fasciné en tant qu'auteur de science-fiction, c'est pas les soucoupes volantes, les martiens.
Salut les gars, j'espère que vous allez bien.
Je me permets de te contacter dans les épisodes précédents.
C'est super.
Bonjour à tous.
Bonjour, gars, de des sauces. Dites-le avec moi.
On a chacun notre place dans l'univers.
Nous, même si on n'aime pas les vidéos, on les laisse.
Oh, salut Systaime. Je te jure, je pensais à toi hier.
Je vais appeler Internet et leur demander de me faxer les numéros de téléphone de toutes
On les supprime pas, nos vidéos.
Ça veut dire que cette affaire peut durer longtemps et on ne sait pas combien de temps ça va durer. Donc,
dans un cadre totalement transparent.
Il vaut mieux voir de façon optimiste.
Donc nous nous devons d'organiser partout où nous sommes ensemble en mobilisant l'intelligence collective des alternatives entre le tout ou le rien, entre le laisser faire et faire n'importe quoi et le blocage, le lockdown, le confinement où tout le monde est paralysé et s'autodétruit progressivement.
Ce qui manque, c'est le contact et pouvoir faire la fête. Voilà.
Ah, it is difficult, I don't know. Love. It is difficult. I don't know.
I think I'm more interested in partnership and some commitment right now than in quick romances.
Ah oui, tu parlais d'amour. Bah alors je trouve que les rapports humains en amour sont un peu compliqués parce que je pense que maintenant on vit beaucoup pour nos rêves individuels et que maintenant quand t'es en couple, il y en a toujours, enfin tout le monde veut réussir dans son rêve et plus personne n'est prêt à abandonner ses rêves pour suivre l'autre.
Just because it would be nice to build something and we have time for this, and I feel that my relationships with time are different right now.
Bueno, una vida de más conciencia terrestre, de más conocimiento, de más éducation.
Le monde n'est pas ce qu'il est et il se passe plein de choses transparentes que j'adore.
De mucho más amor.
Love. It is difficult, I don't know.
L'amour, on le ressent, mais on l'a jamais vu.
Mucho más pacífica.
J'espère. Une prise de conscience par rapport à certaines problématiques. L'écologie, la tolérance, l'empathie.
Y ahí vamos. Es todo una ilusión de la cultura que no es para nada positiva, amigos, amigas. Olvídense de todas esas construcciones egoicas. Entréguense a la création pura.
Le monde se rééquilibre un petit peu avec une vision poétique parce que les autres visions, elles existent. Il faut rétablir un tout petit peu pour soulager des gens simples aussi, des gens qui ont une vie normale, à œuvrer un quotidien simple. C'est pas péjoratif du tout, c'est beau ça.
Y en esa creación pura van a encontrar una llave.
I imagine a societal change to happen.
Sex. We more enjoy VR sex. In VR, there is not virus.
I don't expect normal for a while.
What's their favorite artist? But I don't want to know your rap artist. I want to know who your favorite artist is, like drawings. You know what I'm saying?
Artista favorito.
I really like this Icelandic contemporary artist. His name is Ragnar Kjartarsson. I hope I'm saying his last name correct. And his performance called Bliss. It's like 12 hours performance on a loop with the idea of forgiveness based on the last area of Mozart's opera.
Tampoco puedo decir artista favorito, pero voy a decir 3 artistas que me influenciaron a mi creación post-digital.
Risk of sounding promotional.
Por llamarlo de alguna manera, vamos a hablar de Systaime, claramente. Systaime, Daphna Ganani y la Turbo Avedon, Tropical Interface.
Risk of sounding promotional, you know, I mean, I've been enjoying looking at the videos that David Gio has been putting up on wrong.tv. Let's see, I mean, you know, basically curating.
Your favorite website? YouTube. My favorite YouTuber is Junichi Kato. He has many funny action. For example, and
to keep your head, keep it together, keep working, and then I wish I was being a bit more performative about this. And then also other things to do is that there's just a lot of people, you know, meeting in these Zoom and on.
I participated in many online events.
VR meetups and that sort of thing, and that's actually pretty amazing. Running into a lot of people that I hadn't seen in a long time.
With respect to society, the road of the world maybe change the US to other countries or companies like GAFA.
In some ways, I think this getting locked in place, it has its problems and it has benefits. So anyway, man, I hope that everyone stays safe and see you later. As-salama and Khodafez from Abu Dhabi.
On est humain, on est préoccupé de nos petits problèmes, enfin je veux dire, on s'en fout du coronavirus, enfin, ça n'a aucun intérêt. C'est normal en fait, c'est des situations tout à fait normales qu'on doit traverser, donc que les gens en fassent un phénomène de société, de communication et de je ne sais pas quoi avec je ne sais pas quoi, on n'en a rien à foutre. Et moi j'en ai rien à foutre, enfin je suis malheureuse comme tout le monde, évidemment, je vais dire la même phrase que tout le monde, mais c'est... ça ne, enfin, je veux dire, on continuera à vivre jusqu'au bout.
No es para nada positiva, amigos, amigas.
And then went back into lockdown.
Dans les épisodes précédents.
C'est super.
Bonjour à tous.
On continuera à vivre jusqu'au bout.
Dites-le avec moi.
On a chacun notre place dans l'univers.
Nous, même si on n'aime pas les vidéos, on les laisse.
Oh, salut Système. Je te jure, je pensais à toi hier.
Je vais appeler Internet et leur demander de me faxer les numéros de téléphone de tous.
On les supprime pas nos vidéos.
Hi, my name is Dasha Ilina and I'm an artist based in Paris. My work is around the way that we are affected by technology. Coronavirus has changed a lot in my life and in my city. Living in Paris, I live in a tiny apartment. You can basically see all of it in this video. And so it's been really hard not being able to go outside or see people or go to a cafe, which is what I spend most of my time doing.
Hola, soy Rixard. Bueno, el coronavirus en mi vida al principio pues fue un poco shock porque la gente tenía mucho miedo, pero después pues yo ya fui perdiendo el miedo y la verdad es que intenté darle la menos repercusión posible, ya que en Ámsterdam no tomaron casi restricciones al principio.
Soy un artista, si quieres vacilar a los fritos del lugar, haz un richo tatú, aburrido del tradicional, lo moderno malasaña lo quemaron ya.
I'm Patrick Lichty. I'm in Winona, Minnesota.
Throughout this pandemic have been losing all motivation to do any sort of work and putting off a lot of projects and things that I should have accomplished probably a year ago, but I still haven't. So that's been very unproductive and not very fun. But other than that, lots of, you know, Skype calls, Zoom calls, whatever have you, which has also drained my ability to communicate with people in a face-to-face manner. So yeah, that's not been great.
Estos momentos, por el corona y la crisis posterior y por otras cuestiones que me están aquí haciendo un poco de acoso, creo que va a ir muy mal.
Notre façon de vivre, elle n'a pas changé en fait. Elle a été juste peut-être plus agréable à certains moments et moins oppressante qu'elle n'était auparavant, quoi.
And I was in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. And I've been doing activism, critical writing, formless new media work, Second Life, VR, AR, and now I'm doing a lot of artificial intelligence and NFT work. Basically, I usually like to be out at the front of what's happening in digital culture. So that's it.
Esperemos que eso sea un tramo corto y que podamos estar contentos todo el mundo. Hombre, no sé, yo creo que va a cambiar simplemente los mercados, porque al fin y al cabo la gente sigue consumiendo. En España va a ir mal.
Je pense qu'on a vécu des choses qu'on n'aurait pas vécues, qu'on n'a pas, voilà, avant on n'imaginait pas. Il y a ça en plus quand même, hein, dedans. Donc, ça fait quelque chose réellement et que quand
It changed a lot. In Abu Dhabi, you know, when it hit in February, you know, I mean, Begin and I were locked down for a long time, and you know, the thing is that it started getting to me about a month in, and now it's about what, 16 months now, and you know, it's amazing to kind of get used to this sort of a space, you know. But the United Arab Emirates wasn't so locked down. I mean, it was for a while. It was really locked down, and then the thing is that, you know, you could do a lot. And then, you know, I come to Winona, Minnesota, and where the United States is taking a lot less care about the virus than they did in the UAE. Really, the effect was that you know, the lockdown came later. So I kind of feel like I came here and then went back into lockdown. So that's it.
Tatúa bien, pero qué texto que vale más de 100. Rixard Tattoo, te jodes tía, esto no lo pagas con tu vagina. Rixard Tattoo.
Right now I feel fine. Generally over the last year I've felt a lot worse than I would on a normal day otherwise. So I'm really hoping that this coronavirus pandemic ends really soon.
On s'aperçoit ceux qui sont à la tête de certains gouvernements ne sont pas forcément les plus bienveillants, les plus, ouais, c'est ça, les plus bienveillants. Il va falloir reconsidérer l'ensemble, tout un ensemble, voilà, de manière globale. Voilà.
Yo creo que en el futuro voy a hacer cuestiones en el arte importantes y las tenía que estar haciendo ahora mismo, pero con toda esta situación y con otras cuestiones así que me están impidiendo continuar, pues no estoy haciendo ahora mismo. Pero al fin y al cabo yo creo que me considero un artista importante. Es verdad que lo diga yo, pero bueno. Y trabajador. Así que creo que voy a conseguir llegar lejos. Mensaje que si quieres vivir del arte tienes que trabajar y tienes que ser una persona creativa. Y que si eres un artista mediocre, mejor déjalo. O No creo que lo tengas que dejar, yo creo que tienes que andar buscando la parte que más se adapte a tus cualidades, porque todo el mundo puede hacer algo que le llene y que sea importante a lo mejor. No tienes por qué ser el más creativo ni más original, puedes hacer... Cada cual puede hacer lo que sus aptitudes le permitan, pero hay que saber qué hacer, es lo importante. Es difícil conseguir saber qué puedes hacer. Y bueno, y para eso yo creo que tienes que confundirte y equivocarte muchas veces, y al fin y al cabo todo lo que aprendas te puede servir en el futuro para construir algo que... O sea, para llegar a tener los skills suficientes para construir algo que tú puedas manejar, o que tu equipo de trabajo pueda manejar, que eso también es verdad, rodearte de gente que te inspire y que te pueda ayudar en el futuro a tus cuestiones.
On that note, my message to the artists is to try to stay positive despite everything that's going on. I hope that you, unlike myself, manage to motivate yourself and get some work done, and I hope that you know, stay happy throughout the pandemic as much as possible. Listen to good music, watch good movies. That's all I can say.
Continuer d'avancer, et puis c'est tout, hein. Rebondir avec ce qu'on a, évidemment. Voilà, c'est tout. C'est que dire de plus?
¿Qué quiere decir Systaime?
Parmi ces femmes et ces hommes à Limoges aujourd'hui se trouve peut-être le 20 millionième primo-vacciné.
Dans les épisodes précédents.
C'est super! Bonjour à tous!
On continuera à vivre jusqu'au bout.
Corona.
Dites-le avec moi!
On a chacun notre place dans l'univers.
Nous, même si on n'aime pas les vidéos, on les laisse.
Oh, salut Systaime! Je te jure, je pensais à toi hier.
Je vais appeler Internet et leur demander de me faxer les numéros de téléphone de tous.
On les supprime pas, nos vidéos.
Well, I guess my work in AI-based stuff really kind of took off. There's a group called Techspressionism that I've been involved in and really started focusing a lot of that work, because I think in some ways we can start. On one way, I'm still very much a critical artist, but on the other hand, I think that I'm almost giving myself art therapy, which by doing very painterly work in AI.
La vaccination de tous les Français majeurs n'est prévue qu'au 15 juin, dans un mois. Ce sera certainement l'accélération tant attendue dans la campagne vaccinale.
And you know something, I think sometimes you just got to take care of yourself. And then things with the wrong biennial are going to come up, and working with Systaime and all these sorts of things. I think what's new is maybe a lot of reconnection with a lot of people that hadn't been working with that closely.
La situation est toujours tendue, il a même fallu réquisitionner des salles d'opération.
Qu'il n'y ait pas de perte de chance quant à la prise en charge des patients.
Si elle devait se confirmer, l'amorce d'une décrue de l'épidémie sera lente et progressive.
Ya te digo. Intento que el corona me afecte lo menos posible. Porque si no lo sé, sinceramente, yo no sé si soy autoinmune o es que no lo he cogido, pero tampoco puedo permitir que una enfermedad cambie toda mi mentalidad cuando hay otro tipo de enfermedades que son mucho más importantes y que la gente no está prestando atención porque ya pertenecen a la vida usual. Entonces, ¿qué? Hay que luchar contra el corona, lo sé.
À New Delhi, plusieurs centres publics de vaccination ont fermé leurs portes. Les vaccins AstraZeneca et Covaxin, les seuls disponibles dans le pays, sont désormais rationnés. Ici, il ne reste plus que 200 doses. Entre 10 et 15 € la dose. Un prix inaccessible pour la majorité de la population indienne qui dépend de la vaccination gratuite dans les hôpitaux publics.
Okay. You know, I'm okay. You know, I miss my wife at the moment because she's waiting to get over here. And then the thing is that I think in many ways I kind of have this fatigue just because of all the Zoom and just all the screen stuff, and you're not being with people as much. And I think that's the thing that's most tiring. But my work is really good, you know, and you know, I have a new website and you know, re-engaging with you know, an audience, and that's great. You know, so I mean, it's a mixed blessing. My favorite website, you know, I could be cheeky and say Systaime.com, but I think in many ways, honestly, this could sound really cheesy, but probably just Facebook and Instagram, and then you know, of course, I hang out at the Wrong a lot. I watch a lot of video there, and so, and probably, you know, the organizations that I like a lot, you know, for the field and Rhizome and all that. So my favorite music. This is a little bit unusual because of the fact that my ties with Persian culture are really deep, and so what I've been listening to is I've been listening to a lot of Persian setar music. What's the thing I'm listening right now? And this is the thing that I've just had in rotation. Okay, yeah, Kayhan Kalhor, his hour-long setar solo, really gorgeous stuff. And then I've also been reconnecting with some of my old metal roots, like, you know, things like Metallica and all that. My favorite artist, well, I could say, of course, my buddy Systaime, but also on the other hand is that really, and this also might sound kind of cheesy, is that personally my favorite artist is my dear wife, partner Neginet Etasabia Neginet. And she's always an inspiration. But if you're talking about maybe of all time, probably Ryoji Ikeda and his Dataplex work.
Le gouvernement indien espère accélérer le pas. À peine 3% de sa population a reçu 2 injections. À ce rythme, il faudra 2 à 3 années pour immuniser les 1,3 milliard d'habitants que compte le pays.
C'est quand même agréable, et surtout quand il va y avoir les grosses chaleurs qui vont arriver, on n'aura pas la trace de bronzage.
Como artista yo creo que se puede, o sea, simplemente están cambiando los métodos, ¿sabes? Ahora pues es mucho más fácil producir desde casa, como todos los trabajos y como todas las cuestiones. Ahora mismo todo el mundo está trabajando desde casa, pues tú puedes trabajar como artista desde casa igual. Y dejar de pensar en la interacción con los humanos, ¿sabes? Que las interacciones sean a través de las máquinas. El arte digital es lo que va a petar. Y al fin y al cabo, pues eso, ahora mismo pues lo más importante supongo que son las redes sociales para comunicar tu trabajo, porque ya te digo, la interacción humana va a restar importancia a los trabajos.
Unfortunately, I feel like things are only going to go downhill from here. If, you know, starting from the fact that everything is being digitized at the moment, so I think people are going to continue to study and work more from home, from their computers than they were before. So that's really not a fun aspect of it, or, you know, things like people putting in place only contactless payments with your credit card, so you know, maybe cash will disappear. I don't know what will happen to it, but I hope it doesn't. Or you know, otherwise I think there was an opportunity for degrowth and buying less stuff at the beginning of the pandemic, and it seemed like there was sort of a light at the end of the tunnel where maybe we are going to stop owning so much crap, but it looks like we decided to take the other route, and so I think the future is pretty.
On peut profiter, on peut bronzer tranquillement sans avoir peur de se faire prendre par les gendarmes.
Life after the crisis. I think there'll be parts of it that might not end, and I think that we're probably going to be a little bit more distant from each other. I think that there will be the one thing I think is interesting is the part of online culture that we live in is going to be a lot of everybody else's lives. So in some ways, I think that those of us who are, you know, who are digital natives, you know, should welcome everybody to our world.
Es un poco triste, pero bueno. Simplemente que va a haber oportunidades también dentro de esta crisis. Cuando algo malo pasa, siempre algo bueno puede acontecer. Pero que no te puedes quedar parado viéndolas pasar. Tienes que cambiar tu método, porque esta crisis está cambiando muchas cuestiones.
I just say stay calm. Just keep your eyes forward. My message for artists, I'd say be persistent, you know, and don't be selfish, and keep at it. You know, that's it. What do I think about crypto art? Do I think that Corona changed the market? Actually, I don't think that NFT art would have been what it was without Corona. I think the art world and the art market are two different things. I think that the art world became much more online, and I think that laid the ground for NFT work. And yeah, I think we became much more of an online culture, you know. And that's you know, NFT. My biggest concern is that anything online, any sort of online technology, I don't know how long it's going to last. For a while, NFTs are going to be a big thing for, I'd say, for a long time. And I hope that we'll be able to keep that technology together. So, but I think it'll be a big thing for as long as it needs to be, which is crypto. Anyway, thanks a lot, Systaime, and I will see you.
Quelques pas plus loin, sur l'avenue qui longe la plage, pas question de se promener sans masque, c'est encore interdit.